Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda. We're going to be having one heck of a game right here on Samaskia, 1 vs 1 right here between Andyisrippin of the Soviet Union's 33rd Tank Corps going up against Helpinghans of Deutschland of the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier Division. We're seeing some rather swift movement there from the combat engineers. Also, one thing to note about this map, there has been some changes right here, in terms of not to the winter version so far, but to the spring-summer version. That is, fuel has been moved back here to sort of a more familiar position from company views right next to the bases. There's also been some slight changes to buildings right here and here, amongst other things. In fact, some of the other maps have seen some changes here and there. So far, again, only really seems to be initially the summer versions. I hope they update the winter versions, which pretty much means the fuel points are no longer here and here, which generally works a bit better, because right here there was one slight detail, which was there was a building right here, which of course encourages people to pretty much rush up here to sort of make things a bit more annoying for the gentleman up here, who is then forced to take the longer route to get some fuel. So, at least that would be my perspective. Feel free to disagree. Lots of grenadiers though so far from Hans, kein Maschinengewehr. We're seeing Andyisrippin here quickly spreading out like a red tide across the map. It's only a bit faster than Hansi. Doctrines Ölbach, fortified armor, elite troops und Osttruppen versus Andyisrippin's shock motor, shock rifle and guard motor. So more or less the bog standard, with shock motor as sort of the exception, though there's plenty of focus here on shock troops from Andy. But back to Hansi initially. Resources up here. Nothing so far. Also noting it is not very likely so far that he's gone for some Molotov, though of course a bit hard to say with the fuel pump right next to his base. Wiring off there. Pretty standard as well for this map when it's not the winter one. Wire off the bridge. Not so much purpose doing in the winter, of course, since you can just walk over the ice. Pioneer sneaking up here on the right flank. Hans spreading out perhaps a bit much. Conscripts delaying Hans from here, taking up positions. Putting that back. He might need a mortar or an MG42 somehow. Pioneers being engaged by conscripts. Combat engineers rushing back for the house here. Grenadiers continue to spread out. Careful, Hansi, careful. MG42 around, so 3 grenadiers. MG42 so far. There we go. Combat engineers inside the house. Pioneers in a bit of trouble. There we go. Barbed wire. The Pioneers need to retreat. Rückzug. There we go. Molotov is up. Grenadiers are getting burned up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The other Grenadiers moving down support here by the house. That is not really a good combat position right there for Hans. So conscripts, there we go. Quickly lobbing Molotov, at least attempting, forcing Hans to abandon cover. Now we've got another attempt at Molotov. This time, though, he mispredicted where Hans was going and ends up having to run through the fires he himself let with his frangibles. MG42 setting up here to perhaps stall any assault from there on, at least initially. So far, the map is squarely in the hands of Andyisrippin through some pretty aggressive infantry usage in a broad fashion. Standing by. So for Hans is going to be about establishing some sort of secure point and then moving on from there, getting additional grenadiers. Perhaps saying an MG42 might have been an idea at this stage to sort of cover up more angles that Andy could have approached from initially. Grenadiers in a bit of trouble with the conscripts moving up, like there might be another Molotov in. The Grenadiers themselves are in a poor state. They will definitely need more support. MG42 sitting up here, but otherwise there's a conscript squad right back to hit in. Andy is everywhere. At the moment, he's definitely keeping up the pressure on Hans. Grenadiers need to retreat. MG42 nicely flanked there. Other Grenadiers squad moving up. We could consider getting an MG42 right now. Molotovs against a church, lighting it on fire. No taking up. Pioneers standing about. Grenadiers moving in. Squad forced away. MG42 also forced away. Taking up going on.
We are losing a sector.
Hunt is definitely been out of trouble here. And he's so far having taken advantage of the fact that Hans perhaps has spread out a bit too far, leaving too many gaps in his front line. We'll of course have to see how this follows up. Shock troopers now swiftly arriving. Of course, one part of some of the new CP changes is, in fact, shock troopers are even earlier available, now requiring 1 CP, which of course they previously did. But of course, remember, course, in essence, has doubled, so 2 CPs is more equivalent to the 1 old. But again, now much earlier out, which allows Andy here to actually push forwards. In fact, we'll just note here this shock rifle front line. We'll go pretty aggressive, applying even further infantry pressure. That's definitely going to get a bit unpleasant. Conscript take up position there, denying cover in that sense, and opening up for the shock troopers to really get close there. Nice tactical move there by Andy. Hunt is definitely losing ground pretty swiftly. We are seeing light guys going up. We're seeing a Schützenpanzerwagen. He's saving up munition. Light is going to be the Flampanzerwagen. Quick mortar there, grenades hitting the Grenadiers. MG42 setting up, conscript shock troops moving up. And there we go, nice smoke grenade there from Andy, immediately obfuscating line of fire. But of course, troops here finding a bit of line of sight from here, allowing the MG42 to fire out other targets, suppressing the conscripts and the shock troopers. Rifle grenade here could be launched into this throng. That would be a nice idea, in fact. But no, looks like he did not go for that. Bit of a shame. I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity right in the hands. Could have, hit the shock troops there and done some nice damage to all of these clamped up shock troopers. Then again, he's aiming up for this. So of course, that is ultimately his decision if he wanted to delay that by a few more seconds. We are seeing here a massive retreat now going on from Andyisrippin. He's got a huge chunk of territory, though he's only not got a lot to actually hold it. He's certainly not got any mines, so Hans, of course, is now swiftly pushing ahead. We're seeing a quick counterattack here with some depleted conscripts versus depleted Grenadiers. Grenadiers will need to retreat, or at least hope the Flampanzerwagen gets up in time. There we go, nice Molotov. Grenadiers pushed away. Schnell. Hans just needs to keep moving. We're seeing most of his forces up here, reinforcing, healing, plenty of infantry, but also the more expensive shock troops, though initially they did not suffer so heavily. So, clear infantry emphasis so far from Andyisrippin. Of course, that is what Hans is looking to punch here with the Flampanzerwagen. Now, of course, at this stage, he could also have, say, gone for this and upgraded 2 squads with Gewehr for the fleas, which could also have done the trick. Or for that matter, use some Model 24 stun grenades to stun the bastards and make them easier targets. A few opportunities there. We are seeing additional panzer grenades coming up. So again, really going to start out with a nasty, brutal infantry fight in the close quarters of Simroski. Conscripts sneaking about here. Looks like they're setting up to do some harassment. Flampanzerwagen almost bereit. Grenadiers here need reinforcement. There we go. And MG42 setting up in the church. Hans expecting a main assault there, though Andyisrippin spreading out, going to attack several points at one stage, even sneaking up here, going to see if we can't cause a bit of confusion and disruption. That is good. It's definitely how you best take advantage of the Soviets. And there we go, so Panzer Grenadier with the Sturmgewehrs arriving, also known as the MP44 and MP43, though the official designation was Sturmgewehr, hence assault rifle in English. There we go, going for the fuel point. Andy, that bastard. Shock troopers here, they're about to get one flaming surprise, and there we go. Caught in the middle, and oh, immediately bursting into flames. Not looking good there. Grenadiers sitting in from cell side. Shock troopers taking intense casualties right there. Definitely a bit of... Oh, they're deciding to go the other way. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, comrades, run the other way! Run the other way! But there's a flamethrower there! I don't care! I don't want to get my boots wet! But they'll be wet anyways! Well, the flamethrower will dry that off. Oh, you idiot! Anyways, Gladiators, they're pushed away. Nice handling there, the conscripts. Apparently managed to take advantage of Hans' disadvantage, not paying attention over here, or paying attention over here. Do some nasty stuff here. Entry assault going in, MG42 finding away. Not enough support here. Grenadiers should be upgraded with a light machine gun to provide some additional machine gun fire, thus punishing further. Demo charge up here looks like Andyisrippin is going for the slightly heavier mines and also some lighter mines. Definitely some aggressive play, and currently he's basically trying to overstretch Hans, forcing Hans to sort of run all round, react to all sorts of things. Also going very aggressively for the victory points, nicely there. Conscript getting burned up. Hans is leading the way down there. Veterans one for the MG42. Attend the armor fusing rounds also working nicely against troops and buildings. Grenadiers here. Lots of troops burning up here. Burning, fire, death, pain. Popping out to Andyisrippin, who's definitely suffering a bit here. More specifically, his men are. There we go, demo charge. Almost knocks it out. But not before he burns Yuri to death. And the engine's on fire as well. That's highly good sign that there are some pioneers ready to reinforce. Continue harassment here, continue engagements. A rifle grenade there would be nice, though so far Hans has been rather reluctant to use rifle grenades or light machine guns. Feels a bit off. And there we go, the final one, but a bit too late. Shock troops leading the way up here. Getting suppressed, but we see here quick smoke grenade. Nicely played there. Good use of smoke grenades there by Andyisrippin. A roll, quick rifle grenade. And that hurt. Four shock troopers down.
And workers of the Soviet Union.
Forces capturing supply sector.
So Hans is striking back, and he's striking back hard. He's definitely getting his value out of that Flampanzerwagen. T-34 slightly on the way with the tank of Viper 10 command, though, of course. He might go for some T-70s instead. Points there being secured. Definitely continuing his bout of harassment.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
Hans might want to set that MG-40 up in a slightly more protected position, and also not leave it so unguarded. In fact, he could consider wiring off this area to sort of make it a bit harder for the troops to advance in. That was in fact quite common in Company of Heroes. You took this, you wired it off.
Red Army at your service.
Forces here on the left flank are quite weak. Again, not proper spoiled, though we see the Flampanzerwagen quickly reacting. Forces moving in here. Panzer's trying to hunt down those damnable conscripts. And there we go. Perhaps Andyisrippin realises what's going to come.
Our unit count is increasing.
No, decides against it. And instead sends it after these conscripts trying to get the harassing buggers. And there goes shock troopers once more advancing up here. Another smoke grenade. And then uses that opportunity to get closer, but no, he's still close to the victory. Strategic bomb reactor allows him to continue firing, but there we go. Grenade off.
What do you want?
T-34 on the way, and looks like something blew up, killing almost an entire pioneer squad. Less good, but the Flampanzerwagen might avenge those fallen.
Keep your head down.
Not quite. Support armor caught up for Hans in return. Point secure, Max moving up, actually utilising the support weapon combinations up to sort of make things a bit more miserable for Hans' infantry. Well played.
We have an isolated sector.
Grenadiers here not receiving any support at all. I'm a bit surprised that Hans didn't shift some Panzergrenadiers on that Flampanzerwagen to quickly put a scorching end to Andyisrippin's adventures on the left flank.
We are losing supplies.
Also, an incendiary armor piercing round usage here could prove quite valuable for Hansi. A well-timed incendiary armor piercing round can really muck up your opponent's advances, and it's definitely one of the things I like to do. But no, instead the MG here is getting a bit overwhelmed by lots of infantry, ultimately forcing Hans to pull it back. Infantry moving up, Panzer Grenadiers breaching the fence, sort of, gently, like a man who does not wish to disturb the neighbour, despite, just having crashed into his fence. There we go, trying to perhaps get another squad right there on retreat with the Flampanzerwagen and Panzergrenadiers combined. Lots of firepower and actual fire. At the same time, though, we're seeing a T-34-led assault enter the centre of the village, and Hans, though, has left himself open to such a thing. Rather unfortunately, no telemines, despite having currently ample munitions for that, or anything like that, which will definitely leave him open. But there we go, Panzerkampfwagen 4 arrives for the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadiers.
The sector is at risk.
Though, despite being designated a Panzergrenadier division, was, for all intents and purposes, a Panzer division. In many regards. And was also one of the more elite divisions. Grenadiers there being pushed away, conscripts firing away, T-34 rolling in. T-34 taking a nasty hit there from Flampanzerwagen. Messing things up there, that is not good. but Panzer Kampfwagen on the march. T-34 continues by way there with 76mm gun. Grenadiers though just need to get out of there. Nice attempts there trying to get that Flampanzerwagen, they're not quite working, and oh, lost another conscript squad. Andyisrippin suffered rather severely on infantry all of a sudden. He's down to one squad of conscripts and one shock troop squad. He is of course doing his best to replace the losses, which is good. T-34 by the way is also damage. Field gun moving up, trying to make good use of the support coming here. Right there by the way that sort of Andy stacked his forces up would be an excellent time to use incendiary armor piercing rounds. Excellent. Outstanding even, but no. Oh, nice rifle grenade. T-70 moving up. Hans pulling back here, desperate to get away from that field gun. Panzer IV almost down. Veterans one there for the field gun, though he's going to need to pull it back for enforcement and perhaps some repairs. Meanwhile, the T-70 continues to advance. Heavy cover though saves the MG42 there from a slightly unpleasant fate. Continue harassment down there using the shock troopers. That's definitely going to require a bit more effort to deal with from Hans. Nice little demo charge right there around the corner.
Red Army at your service.
And he is moving up there, though he needs to react to this in a painful and vicious manner. Flampanzerwagen would be the perfect tool to deliver
You need something built?
vengeance. Now instead, two gunneer squads are sent in to do the job. No gunner light machine guns or anything like that for them. Bit of a shame. Lining up there. And IS-2 tanks now available, though he's clearly lacking in the resources to actually utilise them. Also interesting enough, the KV-8 and the IS-2 are now the exact same in terms of command points. That one's a bit curious. And Flampanzerwagen quickly suffers another devastating hit. Big Panzerwagen against the T-70. Continued mining up there. Good job, good job. And the Panzer IV is ready to move ahead once more. Maximuming in there, and the T-34 arrives. Good, continued aggressive play. Continue trying to overstretch Hans's lines to then sort of form an assault and break through. Pulling back in the face of this, I'm a bit surprised there by Hans.
You have orders?
Victory points also definitely not looking in his favour at the moment.
AT-gun here. You're under attack.
T-70 taking enemy fire.
Engineers ready.
Combat is caught by the church, not doing too well there. Constant holding away. Quick firing there from the Flampanzerwagen. One man did not make it out of there alive.
Engineers are pinned.
Also, the sensors right now quite vulnerable for full assault there from Hans. He pulls in with the Flampanzerwagen from one side and the Panzer IV from the other. He could largely overwhelm this. The question is, what will he actually do? What will he actually do?
Ready for orders.
Continued pressure there, that is good. Again, note the way that Andyisrippin continues just to sort of push from different angles, constantly looking for a weak spot where he can actually move through and harass. That is definitely good Soviet play right there, going for the cut-off line there from the turn from Hans. That is grand, but with nothing to protect against T-70s from quickly poking back. That might be a bit dangerous. Another field gun arriving. And these might want to consider retreating fully. No, it looks like the Panzer IV has been sent in, though which would leave them open to an assault here from the T-34 from the north.
We have the point.
If Andyisrippin finds out, but no, another Panzer IV arrives right there.
The enemy has outraged.
Counter-attack as well going in. And incendiary artillery going in. Nicely done there. Going to make it difficult for Hans to do anything up, at least initially with his infantry. And catches one squad right there in an infernal nightmare. It seems they successfully escape. at least for the time being. And popping back here to Helpinghans, who has chosen elite troops doctrine, but so far there's absolutely no sign he's actually utilising it, which I do find is a shame. I mean, there's opportunity right here for some using troop training a bit, you know, to get his tanks a bit more impressive. Or for that matter, upgrading some of his Grenadiers with Gewehr 43s, which would definitely also help Hans. Also in here, Panzer is equipped with a Panzer Schreck. T-70 there, immediately taking a few rockets to the face. Panzer IV moving in, and mine. Not good. And there we go. T-70 went down there to the Panzer Grenadiers. Hans slowly advancing. Good.
Grenadiers reporting objective capture. We are ready for action. Keep it short. A fresh mortar crew has
Field gun there might be in a bit of trouble right now if the Panzer guys get close in enough, but looks like Hans is playing a bit cautiously, a bit worried about what Mr. Andyisrippin might have up his sleeve, like in the form of some more demo charges. KV-8 Flamethrower tank arrives to support Andyisrippin's endeavours. Maxim holding up in advance there. Though Panzer IV Grenadiers might soon fix that. There we go, mine went off. It's probably the exact thing that Hans worried about, though he might have, of course, been more worried about demo charges. Looks like a counter-attack might be arriving here in the centre, or he's getting ready to shift angle and try to attack from here. There's definitely opportunity for that.
This is now German territory.
They're attacking! Half-track awaiting orders.
No, it looks like the assault will happen in the centre. Panzer's doing a bit there, popping in, popping out. Getting off a few shots for the rockets before getting out before return fire, but now the KV is pushing in. There's nothing to cover it, there's no armoured support. Hans will need to rush in his tanks.
Red army contact!
And I do mean rush in. Also looks like he's getting very close to pop cap. It's definitely a bit dangerous.
To steal our sector.
Interesting enough, no response. Obviously, he's actually gotten a mortar out now. He could also have vetted that out a bit, you know, gun veterans to flee, which would definitely make it more lethal. Mines going up there, field guns up. Some a bit exposed. Flamethrower could roll in and attack from other sides. Command is slaughtered there while laying down a mine. Hans getting awfully worried here, pulling back. Not entirely sure why. A full-on counter-attack might have actually been able to sweep up the field guns. And at the same time, as all of this has happened, Andyisrippin swings in the conscript squad from behind, and again, nothing to cover there. Hans might want to consider next time he takes it back to lay down a machine gun banker right here, which would force Andyisrippin to invest more to actually sort of do something there.
The territory is out of contact.
Mortar fire here. Definitely one way to deal with the field guns without exposing yourself too much. And once more, the shock troopers are getting ready for some harassment down here. A bunker here could also work, or perhaps some S-mines. And now the KV-8's actually pushing ahead. Interesting enough, looks like Andyisrippin might be trying to figure out what was going on. Taking a bit of damage there on the KV-8 flamethrower tank. Panzer IV takes a nasty hit there for the field gun, but survives.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And the Maxim is quick to roll ahead.
Reinforcements complete.
The Russians did have another machine gun they got about in 1943, I believe slightly improved and also air-cooled, but I do believe in other regards, well, not that much special.
We are losing the sector.
Though I don't know that much about certain machine guns, so don't quote me too much on that one. Also noting a second mortar, that's interesting. Looks like again he wants to blast his way out of here. Could definitely work, though again, you know, he might really want then to use some troop training to get the most out of them right away. I mean, 2 veterans with 3 mortars could be an absolute nightmare for Andyisrippin with their increased range and of course their increased accuracy. And for that matter, increased rate of fire. Doesn't quite seem to happen. MG42 also needs to be recruited right away. Tanks also need to be pulled in. Flamparts around as well. Hans really needs to launch a bit more of a full-on assault here. Not be afraid to take that route up here again. Nice, well, point-blank field artillery barrels right there.
Efforts.
We believe it is time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation also in terms of damages, the Hans is definitely leading right there, though in terms of map control, he is being a bit outplayed by Andyisrippin, to put it mildly. In that regard, part of what Hans needs to do is actually shore up his flanks a bit better, either with bunkers or the mines. He needs to sort of make it harder for Andyisrippin to just sneak in a single squad here and there. He could of course also consider just an MG42 if he fancies that. And also, I mean, he's clearly hitting the top here, and he's not entirely sure what to do. I mean, there's not a lot he can get left. But then again, he does have troop training, which will allow him to turn a lot of these resources into something else. Munitions caches would also be a nice idea. Then he could actually utilize stun grenades, the Jaeger light infantry upgrades a bit more, and that way, gain some edges there against Andyisrippin as well. Or just, munitions caches, mines. So definitely a lot of options here for Hans, but I would definitely recommend right now that he pulls back one Panzer IV at a time and then gets them to veterans free using troop training, that way getting some slightly tougher Panzer IVs that can also lay down a larger volume of fire against Andyisrippin. That way you could probably sweep through this position rather quickly with 2 vet-free Panzer IVs and wipe it all out. And that could very well lead to a crushing blow to Andyisrippin. If utilised properly, of course, less so, and he's of course just going to end up wasting 2 vet-free Panzer IVs, which of course is hardly ideal. He's also got plenty of infantry, but he might want to sort of focus up a bit more, or upgrade it with some Gewehr 43s, that way getting a bit more out of them on the move as well. That would definitely also have a nice impact against Andyisrippin. But victory points are not beginning to look good, so that also definitely needs to be a priority and needs to sort of better prioritise holding on to them. So again, bunkers up here would definitely be an improvement, perhaps with a bit of barbed wire to make it harder for Andy to sort of just waltz in as well. That is definitely one way. As for Andyisrippin, he's definitely gotten a lot less compared to Hans, though it looks like he might be slowly making his way towards an IS-2, some heavy armour in the hopes of breaching this nightmare. He's got a lot less infantry. He's got 2 field guns, 1 damaged KV-8 and some shock troopers. Of course, he's also got a nicer chunk of the map, so there's definitely a chance of getting back here. And IS-2 would definitely be one of the possibilities here. Getting more T-34s would also. And of course, keeping the current strategy of basically trying to harass Hans and constantly attack at the same time. That way, forcing Hans to sort of divide his attention up and win somewhere, somehow. Though again, it does require him taking out a few more casualties at the same time. But IS-2 would definitely force some advantage on instruments. Again, Hans rather only really has for tanks dealing with, are the Panzer IVs and the Panzers with Panzer X, and they would actually have some rather large trouble with an IS-2, unless of course those 2 Panzer IVs were veterans free. I'm not sure what mispronounced that one. But still, that could actually also give Andyisrippin's IS-2 idea there a bit of a problem. But again, if he doesn't, I mean, they would be in large amount of trouble, and they'd have trouble dealing with the IS-2 frontally, and the IS-2 wouldn't really have a problem dealing with the Panzer IVs. It would be 3 shots more or less, and that'd be good night Hansi. So that's definitely something for Hans to keep in mind as well. Beyond that, there's not really much to remark upon, though again, nice to see Andyisrippin making good use of smoke grenades, but popping back here to Hans, and back to the fight. Also pulling back those mortars, veterans free would also be nice again, getting more out of the mortars, to make it harder for example, Andy to make use of his field guns. But now it looks like Hans is actually pushing a bit ahead here. Flampanzerwagen now just being used for reinforcement, and I mean, veterans 2 does increase the reinforcement range, which is nice and dandy. The MG42 could definitely also afford being vetted up. Slowly pushing ahead here. Cautious advance.
How can we help? Pioneers awaiting orders. We have liberated this sector. We are ready
taken
for
back. And now you're actually laying down a terror mine, in this case being spotted by Andyisrippin's conscripts. Panzer IVs immediately open up, in this case though failed to hit. Bit unfortunate.
The Russians are attacking! Ready!
Shock troops quickly counter-attack, forcing away Hans from his fuel point. Lovely job there. Constable there getting shot at, getting mortared. Not really looking good for them. Panzer 4 joining into the fun as well. Max him up. Field gun firing rate, but misses. Field gun barrages as well. Flampanzerwagen moving ahead. Looks like Hans might finally pushing some sort of more serious counter-attack. Lots of mortar rounds. Panzer 4 here taking a bit of damage with the other one moving up. Grenadiers are getting caught in a bit of fire. Field guns pulling back. Maxim pushed away with some unfortunate casualties and just going to close this up. Ostwind's flak pounds on the way. That's an interesting choice. An interesting choice again, considering it's not really infantry and killing them he's got a problem with. I would imagine another Panzer 4 might be better. That's a Sturmgeschütz. Oh well. Also, I mean, again with Popcap and bunkers, I mean, again they would also be able to circumvent it. So in that regard, that way could also be an interesting way of basically circumventing the Popcap and also sorting out the problem with this with Andyisrippin pretty much sneaking in through every crack in his lines. So definitely a lot of options there for Hans, but he rather seems to be not taking them, which is definitely unfortunate.
Reporting objective captured. Meeting resistance.
Hans is moving straight ahead, right into the line of fire of the Flampanzerwagen, which immediately ends in Soviet pork rinds. Soviet Flamethrower tank slowly moving ahead there, trying to burn away some Grenadiers and getting Panzerfaust in damage. There we go, Flak Panzer arrives. Will he be actually training it up to get a bit more of it that way? No, does not look like it.
And he shoots as bad as he smells.
Panzer connecting.
We have casualties!
Andyisrippin's field guns are definitely veteran. On the other hand, they're rather low on men and health. That's definitely something Andyisrippin probably should consider looking into fixing. Shock troopers flying in here, but instead encountering a bit of a welcoming party right there. The Flampanzerwagen and Panzer 4s. Mortar here, I think, is a bit too close for its own good. And so far, I'm not actually seeing Hans utilising his doctrine at all, which I do feel is partly a shame, but of course also a bit of a blunder. Since that is definitely something that goes under not really using your own doctrine very well. Again, I can understand the flooding resources since he can't really use them much, but again, it's not like in this case he doesn't have anything to use them on at all. Again, troop training on the Panzer Force would definitely be an absolutely grand idea. Bunkers, munitions caches, things like those. With incendiary artillery down here. Ooh, catching the Grenadiers.
Grenadiers reporting.
And Hans focusing up everything in the village. And there we go. The IS-2 is on the way. Slow advance here, but neglecting his flank a bit. Nice mortar there, catches the Grenadiers, quickly killing one. He could also utilise the stun grenade there on the conscripts, but no, instead opts for the rifle grenade. Another poor bastard burns up. Not sure what's moving in the mortar like that. I might be a mistake. And actually now finally getting a Gewehr 43 upgrade. About damn time. But now we got an IS-2 moving up. In that regard, Hans might be in a bit of trouble there. Popping back to Andyisrippin, who's pretty much battering his way through there. Nice hit there on the Panzer 4. MD-42 desperately to getting out of there. Flak Panzer moving in to deal with harassing infantry. Definitely one way of handling it. So he should have probably been moving out a lot earlier then. And IS-2 moving ahead, deflecting the shots right there off the Panzer 4. But still actually pulling back here, more probably worried about the Panzerfaust than anything else. And Grenadiers getting wiped out with their mortar fire. go. Conscript suffering the same fate. Mortars really need to be pulled back, hands at least into situations where they can't just directly shot at by the IS-2. And we go, mortar almost done. Veterans over the Panzer compact here, Schutzen are up. And there we go, the mortar went down. MG42 in a bit of a nasty position as well. Panzer Strikes managed to do a nice chunk of damage here to the IS-2. Panzer IV's almost ready to counter-attack. I mean, if they can get behind here, they might have a chance against the IS-2, but again, he really would have benefited had he taken an observation to 3 beforehand. And again, they could have much easily just gotten around the IS-2 and just shot it to bits and pieces for that way through the higher rate of fire.
AT gun here.
On the other hand, we see here a continued now slow and steady approach from Andyisrippin. Field gun coming in his high thing again. He probably should merge it with something at the very least. Some Panzerwagen finally goes up in flames. But Andyisrippin is clearly in no rush. He's got most of the victory points, he's definitely got the advantage there. And again, the IS-2 definitely represents a bit of an issue for Hans's Panzers.
Well done, comrades. The point is ours.
So definitely some problems there. Looks like he stole a German mortar right there. That's nice, doesn't it? Definitely going to make it harder for Hans to actually establish any defensive position. And Hans just continues to float resources and again not try to even tech up. Again, I do feel that is one
Supply sector under attack.
large mistake. Also, this has not been cancelled, surprisingly enough. There we go. Panzer moving ahead. Panzer IVs, they're getting off a few nice shots there. It looks like the KV-8 escapes. And another Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen.
The sector has been cut off.
Careful, Hans, careful. Forcing. Fuel cache going up there, about time. And again, the munitions cache would also been a nice choice. Conscript charging ahead there straight into the Grenadiers Veterans 3. Mortar getting suppressed there by the Maxim Veterans 2. Lovely, lovely. Hans continues to sort of pull back at the slightest intent of pressure from Mr. Andyisrippin. Conscript there close, getting wiped up, but looks like they will manage. Veterans 2 here and stun grenade. No, too late.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
IS-2 here. Ready for orders.
We have incoming!
Awaiting command.
Grenadiers there might have made a bit of a mistake. There we go, almost dead. The IS-2 continues its grim duties. Quickly hit there with the IS-2. Losses inflicted. Nice, they're flanking with the Panzer Grenadiers and their Panzer Strikes, but they are quickly forced to vacate the field, and these Grenadiers also need to get the devil out of there.
The enemy has 100 points remaining. Yes.
And the IS-2 is back in a more central position alongside the T-34. There we go, shot troopers once more getting engaged there by the Flak Panzer. Hans continuing to use it there as an anti-harassment tool. Nice use there of the smoke grenade to basically help sort of clear up the retreat path, but the Ostwind rather drive through that quickly. Careful there, Andy. You're exposed in the rear of the IS-2. We are seeing a heavy Panzer Corps going up, but he doesn't really have the population cap to utilize it. So it does seem a bit odd. But I suppose it's something.
Enemy fire! One less to worry about.
We are losing supply.
And there we go, Panzer IV down. Definitely probably had something to do with that veteran complete field gun behind it as well. And he's calling in the Tiger Ace, good lord. Hans is going all in. Though again, it then, you know, doesn't make much sense that he went for the heavy Panzer Corps if he then goes straight for the Tiger Ace. Also looks like the church is ablaze now, on fire. There is no saving it anymore. Panzer IV pulling back. And looks like the Austrian finally went down there. Then his moving in, but then for a bit of a nice surprise here for the veteran 2 T-34. KB doing mechanical and is getting burned alive.
The enemy has 75 points remaining. You appear suited for command.
But again, I rather think then this was a bit of a big mistake if he actually then went for the Tiger Ace right away. Definitely a blunder on the strategic scale, which might bite Hans rather severely in the arse, since it's basically wasted resources then. But now he's got the Tiger Ace. Can Andyisrippin withstand the onslaught of an elite Tiger crew? We die like men. Burning in a tank full of fuel. Blitzkrieging ahead, they're going to counterflank the IS-2. Field gun though, at the same time, is actually exposed in the rear to a Bentley field gun. That is definitely dangerous. There we go. IS-2 down, did not stand much of a chance. T-34 firing it, and there we go. Veteran fleet field gun firing into the rear of the Tiger. Other field gun firing as well. But it's clear that this field gun, which is doing most of the damage right now, do not underestimate the power of a veteran field gun, or for that matter, Pack 40. Already here, the Tiger is taking severe damage, down to half health in seconds. I mean, that was a bit of a tactical mistake right there. Nice opportunity taken right there by Andyisrippin. That is something that Hans will severely regret. He also needs to be careful with these pioneers, which apparently bedded up, which is good. That seems to be the only thing he's bedded up. But definitely need to pull back that Tiger for repairs. Schnell. Oh, damn much out to try and take out the Panzer IV, but failed. And again, while all of this is going on, while his tanks are getting slaughtered and blown to bits in the center, while field gun crews are overrun heroically, he just takes away other territory. He's going for the victory points as well, constantly keeping his eye on the ball. He doesn't mind giving up units as long as he wins in the end. And of course, it's going to force Hans to then rush over to deal with this. At the same time, another IS-2 arrives. Conscript charging ahead there.
The hard part will be.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Nasty harassment there from the conscripts. And of course, right now Hans will have very little leeway for actually suffering losses. Oh, and then he just throws away the Flamethrower. Oh no. Good night. Tiger though charges in, blitzkrieging in once more. Hans heroically dashing in the hopes of punching Andyisrippin in the nose. Oh, he gets it stunned!
The enemy has IS-2 heavy tanks are now available to crush the enemy.
There we go, nice hit there, taking out a nice chunk there of health on the IS-2, and then ramming it in. He's sacrificing his veteran T2 T-34 to save his IS-2, which he then moves in. Oh no, he might, oh! Good lord. The heavy armor for once actually worked, bouncing off the shot there of a veteran Tiger crew. Again, I mean, in those regards, the IS-2 does have a better chance of actually surviving against the Tiger Ace. Though, of course, you shouldn't expect it to hold forever. And there you go, pulling away, but still, he's managed to actually do a lot of damage all of a sudden again to the Tiger Ace, which is down to less than a third of its health. And he's just continuing to lose victory points. This is not good, Panzer IV, and again, he needs to focus on the other points, and sadly, he doesn't have the resources to sort of properly fortify them anymore. T-34 down. He died a hero of the Soviet Union. And there we go, field gun wiped out. Shock troopers going again in. Andyisrippin is just barging in. Just trying to sort of get those victory points. Just trying to see if he can't take down things further for Hans. And his pioneers are barely alive. Hans needs to retreat those pioneers. What are you doing, Hansi? No! No! Fair to Bolton. fact, looks like he's got no other pioneers left except that one guy. So he needs to retreat him, get him reinforced, and possibly met up to veterans of fleet. Oh! No! He got killed by his own mortar! Oh! There goes any opportunity right there of Hans ever getting his Tiger tank repaired. And he should have done that a lot earlier. So now it's down to less again than a third health. And of course he's got an opponent who can keep getting more resources. He's got an IS-2 which can actually sort of stand up to the Tiger race. And actually give it a bit of a fight. Field gun also moving up. Panther 4 definitely needs to be careful. Oh, there we go. Almost down. Oh, good lord. That Panther 4 is almost dead meat already. And again, no chance of repairing it. Not at least for some time before he gets his resources back. Although at the same time it's very close to Veteran 3, but now it's pretty much not going to be able to do much. Popping back here to Helpinghans, who's down to a few infantry squads and a few panzers, who are pretty much only held together by glue and the faith of the crew. There we go, Veterans 3, increased rate of fire and increased mobility. That's lovely. Running again. One anti-tank grenade, one anything, and that Panzer IV is toast. One conscript. Point continues to tick down. Hans actually done a lot of damage to the transshipment force. I mean, there's still a small chance of hitting. And there we go. Another penetrating hit. He can't afford a lot more of those.
Taking fire!
Fat Hans can't really afford anything anymore.
You need indirect fire?
Panzer 4, ready.
And we go, slowly advancing. Field gun moving in. Mortar needs to get away. Oh, no luck. And the Panther Grenadiers on a suicide mission. Oh, damn close right there, but we need to retreat them. Tiger Ace takes another penetrating hit. Points going down there. Tiger Ace. Oh, this is rather close, rather tense. If Hans can somehow actually manage to leverage his Tigers correctly, he could take out the IS-2 and the field gun, which might give him a slight chance of recovery, but it is very, very, very slight.
Ready for orders.
And he's actually going to be sending in that Panzer IV. That's Panzer IV.
Tiger. Panzer 4.
Definitely a bit of a standoff right here.
Panzer 4, ready.
Looks like he's going to be moving in here. Going to be flanking with his Tiger Ace. There we go, there we go. Panzer IV moving in. Field gun crew taking a nice hit there. Oh. IS-2 almost down. And field gun close to death, close to death. They can't fire for some reason. There we go, dead. Oh, good lord. IS-2 almost down as well. Godkin's moving in. Anti-tank grenading the Tiger Ace. Barely anything holding it together. Field gun quickly gets recruited. No, the Tiger Ace misses. And it goes down. It goes down. The Tiger Ace is down.
Our Panzers has been destroyed.
The only thing left now for Hans is a Panzer IV with practically no health left and a few grenadiers. He'll of course still hold out and hope that he gets the resources back. The question is, can he actually turn this around in time? Can he? Or is it simply too little too late? Another KVA arrives. Panzer IV speeding out of there.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
an elite Panzer IV crew, but not really much left of that Panzer IV.
The territory is out of contact.
Fuel cache down. There we go, the resources are back! The resources are back! But how long will that last, I wonder?
Enemy forces are securing our territory, with 10 points remaining. You need something? Ivan! The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Ooh, roaring hits if you can't get off one hit there on the Panzer IV. And there we go, ran out of victory points, so no chance of actually seeing that Panzer IV go down, but game over there. Rather close match in some regards, but ultimately for a long part of the game Andyisrippin was one step ahead. Hans rather failed to sort of mitigate some of those things again with bunkers, or just basically setting up some more defensive positions to actually guard his more exposed flanks. That was sort of one of the issues. And then again came the point when he actually was, you know, on the ascendant. He had a large army which he'd be able to get together through good unit preservation. And, you know, he had a lot of resources, and he had, you know, the ability to quickly vet them up, but then he failed to do it. Instead, again, this absolutely baffling choice of taking up and getting the heavy Panzer Corps when he couldn't use it, and then calling in the Tigers, probably turned out to be a bit of a massive mistake, which rather, you know, denied him a huge strategic advantage and pretty much threw it out in the water. And then, of course, came, you know, the Tigers assault, which again went largely well, but then a few mistakes, partly ignoring the power of a veteran-free field gun. Again, do not ignore or underestimate the power a veteran anti-tank gun crew can actually do. Again, they get considerable rates of fire, combined with increased penetration, which actually makes them very dangerous to a lot of tanks, in particular if they get hit in the flank. That was one thing that Hans underestimated, and of course the failure to preserve his pioneers absolutely doomed him. And of course, again, also displays again that the Tigers can be defeated again. You know, target the pioneers and then afterwards just slowly grind it down. And he did that through good use of the field guns, but also the IS-2, which could actually, you know, reasonably well stand up for it. Though again, ultimately, you're not going to single-handedly overpower it, but again, with support and with time, can do it. So a rather tense, a rather violent match right here, which saw most of Zamoyski leveled. At least the centre of Zamoyski leveled. In fact, there's not really much left standing. And of course, also some intense action. We saw some nice veteran panzers, we saw some nice veteran Soviet armor, and some nice engagement, some nice use of smoke. But again, you know, part of Hans's problem was, you know, also just not using his doctrine very well, and ultimately, you know, Andyisrippin make better use of it. We saw KV-8, shock troopers, incendiary artillery being used. The only thing he did use, I think, was, you know, the anti-tank gun camouflage, which could purposely have been used to basically, you know, lower in the Tigers and then just rip away there that way as well. So that's something to consider. But I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned a thing or two or three. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it. If you didn't, well, send a replay and provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.